Sergeant Lee Nouse. Nouse spells K-N-O-U-S-E. I am here on behalf of the Public Information Office here today to talk about a call that happened at 42 in the 4200 block of South IH-35, which is the motel behind me. I'll try to give full context of things. I probably won't be able to answer a whole lot of questions, but we'll see if there's any questions I can answer at the end, and then we'll call it. Today at about 12:07 p.m., the Austin Police Department received a call of a criminal trespass of a subject in a hotel room. He had been previously issued a criminal trespass notice for whatever reason. It's my understanding he maybe overstayed his welcome or whatnot. So he had already been issued that notice, told he had to leave the hotel. They were doing room checks and they found him in a vacant unit. At that time they called police, and that was at about 12:07 p.m., so around noon. That call held for a while. I'm sure y'all know about kind of the other calls that we had in the city at that time. At about 3 o'clock at 12:59 p.m., the hotel called back and they told us, they provided information that the subject had broken into another unit which was occupied, taken some property that was obviously not his, and retreated back into that original unit. So that call is a higher priority call. It's considered a burglary of residence, and so that demands a more immediate response. We began checking the city for a unit that could take that call. The first unit that was available and could arrive on scene arrived at about 3:43 p.m. to handle that call. When they first arrived, the officers saw the door open to the unit in question, attempted to make contact with the subject that was in that unit, and the subject shut the door and refused to come out. The way our protocols work in that situation is that's considered a barricaded subject, so so they started all the protocols associated with that. The subject continued to refuse to exit the residence, even after being requested to do so through hailing and requesting and trying to call the unit and all the various things we do in those situations. As a result of that, our SWAT team was contacted and arrived on scene. They employed various tactics to try to get the subject to vacate the unit. He eventually did exit the unit, and at about 6:05, 6:07, the subject was taken into custody. He is going to be charged with a burglary of residence and some other charges that I'm not privy to right now. The investigation is ongoing, but at least that burglary of residence, which is a felony. The subject is described as a Hispanic male, about 40 years of age. Specific information as to that subject's identity and name, date of birth, and things like that would be available through public records requests or contacting the Public Information Office at a later time. Are there questions, things I need to cover?
So this subject was like a paying customer, and then when it came time for him to go, he just didn't want to leave. Is that the scenario?
Not today. It's my understanding that criminal trespass notice happened a previous day or days. I don't have the information readily at hand, but he was a subject they had previously issued and said, "Hey sir, you can't be here, you haven't paid," and then he left. He came back today, and this was a totally new, totally separate incident.
I probably missed it, but you will see the skylight in?
Super 8.
Super 8?
Yes. Okay.